Good morning, everybody, and this is your S&P 500 day trade setups for today. So we are in a zone that I am really interested in. A couple of things here. Look at the oscillators all starting to group to the upside on the 8 hour, and every time we do that in a bear trend, we tend to reverse. So I'm anticipating that this is going to be top of a bigger range. At the moment, we do have a bit of a flag forming as well, so let's just get that in. So that's the top of the flag. Just get it exact. That is the top of the flag, and then obviously you have the bottom of the flag doing that. A couple more results coming out today. We've got Tesla coming out after the bell. So this evening we had some good results yesterday, but didn't really impact anything. So for me, these two levels are the ones to watch right now. It is 37.40, and at the upper end of this is pretty much 38.11, which was the previous high. May extend a little bit beyond that to that structure there, but that's kind of the zone. I don't see us getting beyond this 38.30 area. If we start drilling down through the time frame, you'll see the wedge pretty clear. We've got some buyers coming in off the bottom of the wedge here, but look at the oscillators as well on the 3 hour. It's starting to get to a situation where you don't really want to be committing to longs at the moment. We do have some magnets to the downside. Remember that we've got two gaps to the downside still. And if you just look left, you'll see there's quite a few tails, and you'd be well advised to get these levels in. So you can see where they are. You see you've got a zone up there, you've got a zone down here, inside the bigger zone that we need to be paying attention to. And it is a big zone because it is almost 1,000 point wide. This is kind of a touch and go situation for me right now. So diversions on the hour, see there's a high, higher high. We're now busy with a lower high at the moment. And you can see there's the diversions that formed. We did drop off a little bit, came back down to the gap, and the buyer stepped back in at that area. Is this a case of third time lucky through the zone, or is it third time unlucky? So obviously a break below the lows of yesterday, and we need to add another line in here. And it's basically this area right here. So that's 36.94. A break below that validates this wedge, and we have a pretty much a floodgate that could open to the downside. Now, there's lots of noise about October being a turnaround month, and this is historically when when the stock market turns, and normally you've got your Christmas rally in this quarter, and this quarter is the strongest quarter, and there's a whole lot of positive historical news that happens in this month. But I think market conditions are very different to what's been in the past, and if you just have a look at how many puts are in the markets and what the open interest is in those puts, and that level that they're all targeting is 3600, which is down here halfway through this wedge. So that's kind of where all the open interest is on the options market, is down here. So with that in mind, I don't really see us, we may spike up in this area, but that to me is definitely an area to be selling. And then these two levels here is something that I'm really watching, and we'll pay attention to this on the lower time frames this afternoon. Oscillators at the moment still indicating we're in a bull trend, or sort of, let's call it a mini bull trend. We do have a double bottom neckline here. So just get this exact, and there's your neckline. There it is there. So for me at the moment, obviously you want to be going with the trend, but based on what happened yesterday, big up, big down, big confusion. The lows of yesterday are very important. The highs of yesterday are also important, but I think if we do get above the highs of yesterday, you're looking somewhere along this area up here at 3800, 3810, 3830. You're probably going to get sellers coming in up there if we do get any higher than what we are at the moment. So moral of the story for me today is very, very careful. Can see it on the highest time frames that we're starting to get a little bit tired, and what I'm seeing on the lower time frames is just Probably another little push, possibly even this target play out. This is the double bottom, so that is 480 points, and that's just going to take us more than likely to the wedge, top of the wedge. So that's the area that I'd be paying attention to, ladies and gentlemen. It's if we do start rallying from this area, you've got overhead resistance here, which is going to hold us up. So there are two options. You are either in on a lower time frame, and if you've got time, even a 5-minute structure. Anything down here, you may get an opportunity, but as you can see, there is structure here. You can see these tails here, so that's kind of what we're flirting with right now. This 15-minute chart, we are quite far above the moving average as well, above the 155. So we'd have to drop below the lows of yesterday before that plays out. But that's kind of my cautious outlook at the moment. I don't see this thing rallying much more. As I say, either where we are now at 3750 area, or we are aiming for 3800, 3830. But that to me is the extreme. So trading wise, you probably want to go with the trend. If we are rising, just keep your stops really tight, but do anticipate a turn somewhere in this area and anywhere between those four levels I've given you. So you'd be well advised to be very careful and keep your stops really tight. We are gearing up for another leg down as far as I'm concerned, and that is what we're seeing on the 8-hour. There is nothing here that is indicating a potential continuation to the upside. So you can see how we've just ranged here. Most of this week we've been ranging in this zone. We have broken above it, granted. There is another area up there which we'll probably just tag, but we're still in this downward trend, and you can see every time we get up to the 155 we sell off. And then lastly, if you just have a look at the the daily, you can see another little picture here. I've got a few sellers coming in up here, but look to the left. You can see that structure there. It's going to take a lot to break through this high. And if we do break through that and find support there, then we change our tunes. Then we're looking for an even bigger move to the upside. But what I'm seeing right now, I'm a little bit skeptical about that. Anyway, that's kind of my view today. Really aim for short moves. So keep the stops really tight. Get the structure, get in, get out at the next structure. You may actually just range in this zone for a bit while we wait for a few more results to come out. And I think that we'll be waiting for the tech stocks, which is only going to start coming out next week. So that's kind of the lay of the land for me this morning. Very, very cautious. Very, very cautious. Don't trust what I'm seeing here, and definitely not really looking to get involved in longs. I'm looking to see where the rejection is going to be, and then I will want to be getting in on that short. Hope that helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.